Hey, what's going on, everybody? Because I'm a Fury here, and you're gonna buy it anyway. That's the whole mentality a lot of people have who develop games here in the video game industry. A lot of them have this mentality that you're gonna buy it anyway. This is why you get games in the state that they get come out in with day one patches needed. Games that don't get running right until like maybe a year or two into its life cycle, like No Man's Sky, you know. And to avoid beating a dead horse, you know what game I'm talking about this month, but I don't want to make it just the gist of this video. It's just something that's been going on for a long time. It's just that what happened now is that people's hype was so heavy and strong with this game that when it disappointed them, it hit them like a ton of bricks. But all this evidence of incomplete games that run like crap, games that do all this other stuff has been going on for years. But what makes this game so special? What makes this game such a standout one? Because you're hyped for it? Oh, because you want something. Yeah, you know what? I guess this industry, gaming is definitely a selfish hobby. You know, you try to speak from a multifaceted standpoint, and a lot of people want you to be absolutely selfish or absolutely altruistic, and I'm like, you know what? This is bullshit. But back on subject here, you're gonna get these type of people that got this whole mindset where you buy it anyway. That's how they treat you as a consumer. You know, this is why they're able to put force games out, and they know you're gonna blame the developers on it, because while the developers are the ones talking to you about it, they are the ones taking heat for this. When these publishers that they work for want these games out, they want them out. Damn if it needs extra time in the oven. Damn if it needs a budget increase. Damn if it's, you know what? This is where crunch come from, right? This is why you hear people like Jim Sterling talk about crunch all the time. Because look, this is the reason why I prefer games that dial back the budget. If the budget isn't making the game any better, it's just making it better to look at, do we really need to have these games all the time break the bank? Seriously, ask yourself that. You know what? I even go further and ask a lot of developers to do this. Put the game's performance before anything else to see what happens. Build the game, matter of fact, don't even build the game around performance. Build the game around performance and then enhance it from there. And we'll be talking. But when you got games that are like, oh, it's gonna look this way, it's gonna look that, it's gonna have this, it's gonna have that. Like, whoa. Build a breathing, working, existing world and see how smooth everything runs. If you got enough wiggle room to enhance that world, to build upon that world and improve and tweak things, do that. That's not hard to do. But no, we gotta have these games to look a certain way, be ambitious, and these developers don't sit there and look. And like, look, this is the hardware we're dealing with, okay? This is the minimum hardware we're dealing with. Yes, it's gonna come out on formats that are more stronger. But to make this game an overall success, let's build it for the weakest and then enhance it later on for the strongest. No. What happened was back-asswards. Yes, I meant to say it like that. It was back-asswards. And guess what? They went for the strongest and left the weakest behind. Not understanding that the weakest is the format that a lot of these people were looking forward to playing this game on since it was announced years back. Okay? And that's just an example for that game, the C word game. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, people have this whole mindset like, look, they can fix it in post-production. Our reputation precedes anything that we put out. No, see, back when The Witcher 3 came out, they didn't have the reputation that they have post-Witcher 3. You know, they had to fix things. We even had Angry Joe get a game a 10 out of 10, knowing that the game had a ridiculous amount of hiccups with it initially launching. But nothing as bad as this. Nothing as bad as this. But let's talk about a more wider spectrum of developers. Look at Madden right now. Look at this year's Madden, how trash it is. Why? Because you'll buy it anyway. This is how they treat you. You'll buy it anyway, so F quality, F all that nonsense. We're gonna just put out the game because there's nothing else in the market to compete with it. There's nothing else in the market to compete with it, so they're gonna put it out in that state. And they know that your anger is gonna fall on deaf ears because they feel like, oh, we'll just fix it. We just make it better next year. What they're gonna do. And then they just end up robbing Peter to pay Paul. They end up putting something, fixing the issue that you can see, the most transparent thing. Well, not transparent, you know, you can see right through transparency. The most glaringly obvious thing they will fix while they let the other things go to hell. Because they only rip a band-aid off of one wound and put it on the other. They don't even change the dressing. They don't even change the dressing. That's how Electronic Arts is when it comes to Madden. And they paid millions for the NFL exclusive license to royally F you over for your money. Because why compete when we can get rid of the competition and just save money by constantly putting out mediocrity? Then let's go to Activision. You know, prime example of you'll buy it anyway is Call of Duty. In a matter of 2 to 3 months, Call of Duty made $3 billion off of microtransactions. Not sales, of course, they sold a lot. That's another problem, but microtransactions alone, they made $3 billion. And you wonder why a lot of these other companies feel like they can give you something inferior and then they'll fix it if you complain about it. Because otherwise, they'll just be like, okay, whatever, nobody's complaining about it. Look at Avengers. Square Enix thought because the Avengers is hot-ish in the movie theaters that they can just put out a game that's terrible, make it a looter shooter, put microtransactions in it, and they'll make their money back. Oh, people like the Avengers. First off, don't look like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo. You don't look like none of them. Which is not the main issue, but Square Enix, if you're trying to make a game just on appearance alone, why you half-assing it? But no, not even attaching voice and likeness of these actors to the game would save that game. The game looks downright terrible when it comes to playing. Like from a gameplay perspective, how you clip, walk through other characters, it's just a lot of stuff. It has so much potential. This is what we working with right now. We got games that got so much potential, but that's it. They on the cusp of something, but these people just want to make money. And I know that's what the game industry is all about. It's not even me saying, oh my God, people need to put out games and stuff for the love. No. Love don't pay the bills. I'm talking about you got to do more than just for the love. You got to put quality into it. because quality is what get people to love your products. They do. Anyway, y'all, because I'm a Fury, I'm here, and now I'm out. Peace.